Hello, good morning, you beautiful spirit. So today is August 18th, 2024. Oh, she flipped. We're going to see what you pick, but she's hopping. She's ready to go, baby. So we're going to see, I say the Queen of Wands, but we'll see. She just flipped out of the deck, but we'll see. You got the Queen of Pentacles. That was the second choice. So what I'm seeing and what you're seeing and what the universe is seeing are in different facets, which isn't unusual. Go ahead and shuffle these. I'll tell you. So the Queen of Wands, which is what I would have picked, is very passionate, change, fire, creativity, and that really is you. But this is the security queen. And what that means is that right now your whole focus is finding a way to feel secure. That's financially, that's emotionally, spiritually, physically, all secure. It's really like your goal. It's really being rooted in Mother Earth, which is awesome. The problem is we tend to get a little stubborn and we don't like change. This is almost the total opposite of the Wands. So right now you're trying to find roots.
Yes.
Does that make sense? And so that's what your focus is. And if that's what your focus is, that's what you're manifesting. So, which is not a bad thing. It just means that you're having to kind of chill out, kind of curb your enthusiasm a little bit and get a little more focused than you've been in the past. You can do it. You have the technology. Ooh, there's money coming in. There's the Queen of Wands. I'm telling you, that's who you are. You're the Queen of Wands. She's very intuitive. Oh, you're angry. You're in the process of mourning. Are you having problems in your relationship?
Yes.
Okay. I hate this, but I have to tell you, if something doesn't change, it's over. I think your fuck it bucket is full.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. So it's like you're angry, your feelings are hurt, and it is something you never thought you would get to this point. But I'm going to give you a lyric that my sister gave me years ago. I'm not falling out of love with you, I've fallen out of hope. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of where you're at.
Both.
You fallen out of love too?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's okay. I mean, it is where there's no right or wrong in the deck, but it is totally changing your trajectory. Every time I say that, I spring my tongue, of where your life is going. Because up to this point, you've been sort of having to, you two have had, in a lot of ways, different paths that you've been trying to blend. And for a while it was good, but it's not anymore. So now what's happening is you're having to make a decision, but the problem is you don't have all the information. But that's coming soon to a theater near you. The moon card says that things are about to be revealed that you're not seeing. You lost trust in him. Interesting. You've just lost trust. You don't have that. You don't have that anymore. You're needing to play. You're needing to play. That's sort of the childlike card. It's like good times. You do have money coming in. Are you working?
No.
Well, get ready because you got something about to happen. Have you considered being a spiritual life coach?
I have.
I'm going to suggest that you go on and get credentialed for that because that's really... Oh, you are?
I have several credentials.
Okay. I'm going to suggest strongly that you pursue that avenue because you're not going to be a good 9-to-5er.
I know that.
Yeah. You do not work or play well with others. It's like, that's not your gift. Your gift is to march to your own drum, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's really cool. What you have to offer is very unique to you. And you have manifested this whole thing that's going on. You've manifested over a period of time the situation. But this breakup is not going to be serene. It's going to be, they're giving me the word violated. I don't know who's violated, but they're giving me the word violated. It's a spiritually emotional violation type of deal. A lot of emotional blackmail.
I don't want to cry, but you're going to make me.
Oh, good. There's tissues there. People cry at my table all the time. So anyway, this is just a general reading. You're going to be okay. This is a card of balance in the midst of stormy seas. So you're hanging in there. You're doing okay. But what do you want to know?
I want to know a lot of things, so I want to be totally transparent. My husband and my sister had me committed to a loony bin for 10 days.
Okay.
And it was up to my husband whether or not I stayed for an additional 45 days by court order. So a lot has just happened. I'm dealing with a lot spiritually. I'm not really hearing voices, but I'm getting like nubs, and I want to know what those are about. You know, I'm getting just, again, I don't hear voices, but it's like when I do something, it's like, okay, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, or then on the other side, I'd be like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have done that. This is all very new to me.
Oh, really?
And yes.
I'm surprised by that. I figured that you'd sort of been in touch with that for a long time.
No, not in this way.
Okay.
And honestly, since we've moved here, I'd say like a year and a half ago, things have really been happening. But Roy, since I met you last October, my life has just been out there. And I was, the reason why I was committed, I don't know exactly why, but I was not really hearing, but I was talking out loudly to these, whatever.
They thought you were schizophrenic.
Yeah. He thought I was losing my mind, and so he had me committed.
Well, you want the good news or the bad news?
I just want it all.
Okay, the good news is you're not losing your mind. The bad news is you're not losing your mind. Because at least when we lose our mind, it's not our fault, whatever. But you are going through massive changes. So, you have been blocked off from these intuitions is really what it is. You've been blocked off for many years because of fear. It almost feels like you were told, no, there's the violation again. Were you violated as a child?
Not as a child, but now, recently, with him.
No, this goes way back to childhood. This is being shut down.
Well, Roy, there's so much going on, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay. I'm not saying it was sexual or physical or whatever, but you were shut down as a child, and it made you very fearful of your gifts. So you did not open it up because you felt it was wrong or something. But the universe is blowing you wide open. Here are two new beginnings. The Ace of Cups, which is a spiritual cup overflowing, and the beginning of change over here. When you get focused, it's coming. You're going to be a force to be reckoned with on a very, very high level. Okay. It's interesting that they thought that you had lost your mind. Although I guess from an outside perspective, I could see how that would be, but you weren't hurting anybody. That's what I don't understand.
It came to the point where I felt my life was in danger. Okay, so like I can travel to different realms, and I just recently have been able to do that. And I've seen things in different realms with my sister and with Dee. And then when I come back to a different level, maybe I'm thinking that they're still that same person, and they're not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can't check the energy.
So I kind of treated them like they were still who I saw in a different realm. And so I think that's why they thought.
Is that the thing where we're all living like hundreds of lives at the same time? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
I have not experienced that, but I've heard a lot about it. I have a friend that's really into that.
Yes.
And it hurts my head because I can't even begin to comprehend what that must mean.
And the thing about it is that they were all coming to me like just now, like different lifetimes. I mean, and not even human lives, animals and spirits and what have you, and all of it at the same time. And I was embracing it because I'm like, I wanted to embrace it, because it was me. You're
coming out of your spiritual closet.
Okay.
You're going to have to go to the Spiritual Pride March.
All right.
In all your glory. Your heart is very, very hurt.
Yes,
what is all this about? So, I mean, your question was sort of, what is all this about? Healing and change is painful. I want you to hear that. We don't change and we don't heal unless there's some type of catalyst, some type of something that provokes us to change. You're changing now because you're in pain. The pain will leave, but the lesson will remain. And then you will be obligated to pass that information on to other people. You're just in the middle of the storm right now, which I'm not minimizing it, but this too shall pass. How old are you? Are you 40 yet? 45-ish?
If I should be real, 52.
Or are you 50? Are you 50 real?
Yeah. If I should be
I'm
real.
61. It just gets better. The 50s were an interesting decade, but man, the 60s so far have been delightful. I'm very comfortable. So you're headed into a time of being the. Are you familiar with the term crone? C-R-O-N-E?
No.
Okay, it used to be a bad. They made people bad words because they're like, oh, ugly witch, crone. That's not what it means. In the pagan tradition, you have the maiden, the young lady who is like the child. She's the innocence. Then you have the matron, which is the breeding years, the years where you're in, and women are from like 15 on up to about 40-ish. And then you have the crone, which is the wise woman. She's been through these other processes, and now she is in the tribal tradition, in the Native American tradition, the tribal tradition. She is the one that they go to for wisdom and answers. She tends to be very calm but very direct. She's the one that people trust. They can go to her for advice. So you're in your crone years.
I just got confirmation.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to put yourself out there so people can find you, which it goes against you want to be stealth. You want to be under the.
Right.
Those days are over.
I understand that.
I'm coming out.
Yeah, that's what happened in Puerto Rico. That's
Okay.
what I feel it needs to happen.
The other thing too is, have you done the ayahuasca trip yet?
I have not.
Are you thinking about it?
We wanted to do. Dee and I wanted to. We just never did.
Okay, well, I'm glad you didn't do it together.
Okay.
But I'm hearing that that's probably something you ought to look into. But I would not do it alone, and I would not do it with someone that you did not know they knew what they were doing. Find a guide. As a matter of fact, if you'll remind me before you leave here, I will give you the number of a woman who her and her husband do it, and they have I believe the person's in Washington, D.C. or somewhere in that area, but they go there, and they're very safely directed. You're not just left out in a field to go, eat daisies and go, oh, look. It's very, very focused, and they both had profound. If you're interested, I'll give you.
I am.
She's actually a massage therapist, Reiki master, and he's anyway. They're very, very special people. So you're not going to be alone very long. You're going to find another relationship. I am going to guard you against jumping in too early, because you've got to mourn this one, and you've got to experience the lessons, and then shake the energy. Otherwise, you're dragging that baggage into the next relationship.
Absolutely.
But you have a younger person coming in wanting to court you, and they're a lot of fun. They're this card of childhood keeps coming up. You're a playful spirit. That's what you are. That's where, and you're not feeling playful right now.
Correct.
But you are. Well, you go through puberty. Welcome to puberty. Spiritual acne. It's horrible. But you are. Your energy is actually picking up in a very, they're telling me, modest way. It's very nice. Heart tried by pain. Yeah, that's where you're at. Your heart is. I am going to say this. Be very careful as you're navigating through your emotions that you don't attach other people's emotions to yours, because you're very empathic. So you'll be feeling other people's stuff too. So be very clear on what is yours and what is not yours.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling Dee is going to be throwing a lot of anger at you. And sadness. So, I mean, accept the fact that that's where he's at, but you don't have to own it.
Correct.
That makes sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And as far as your sister's sort of out there in the...
Yeah, she is.
You know what I mean? She's just kind of like, whatever. She's very... and I don't know another way to say this, but she's sort of self-absorbed, but that's not a bad thing. It's self-protective. But as long as it doesn't affect her, she doesn't give a...
Very true. It is true.
And that's good. I mean, for her, that's good. And really, it means it keeps her out of your business.
it also hurt me that she didn't come to my rescue, that she didn't help.
I'm going to tell you she was not capable.
And I'm going to agree with you.
You had an expectation on her that was unreasonable for where she's at in life. She's not capable of running interference because she's drowning.
Okay.
She's drowning.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, she's drowning in a sea of self-loathing. Interesting. She doesn't show that, but she's not happy with herself right now. She's still drinking heavy.
No, not really.
Okay. Because when I was there, she goes, "I'm an alcoholic." I was like,
"No.
I'm in a recovery," and I was like, "That was just really weird." Rah, me, look at me. So I didn't know if she was just saying that or what.
No, she drank a lot. She for the last probably 6 months has been on a diet, if you will, and she's lost quite a bit of weight. So, so the drinking has subsided.
Okay, well, good. But she's in a place of not capable of really being there for you. So don't have that expectation.
Okay.
So out of curiosity, do you have any idea right now what it is your bliss? Do you understand what I'm asking?
Not really.
Bliss is that thing that is so amazing it just absorbs every fiber of ours. Some people it's art, some people it's music, some people it's spiritual stuff, some people it's exercise, some people it's... What is your bliss?
For me, it's dance, and through dance I can connect with the universe, and so that's part of when you say the spiritual coaching or life coaching, it would come through dance as well. And also, are you familiar with regressive hypnosis?
I think so. I don't know.
Have you heard of Dolores Cannon?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know much about her, but I'm aware.
She created quantum. It's like quantum healing hypnosis technique. Mm-hmm. And Dee and I took her course, and it is absolutely amazing. And that is a lot of what this is. That's a lot of what started a lot of this. Because that's where we learn how to go back into past lives and find out.
That's what I thought. Okay.
About who we are, and he found out a lot about who I am, and he kind of turned it. He used it, I guess,
against you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And also, he used it in a way that was against my knowing.
Hmm.
So he hypnotized me in ways that I was not present. Does that make sense? Like
I do. I get it.
Yes. And so the information he gathered, he used. He will never admit to that, and I can't prove it, but that is what happened, because visions have been shown to me about things that are like, oh my gosh, and he's been in it. So that's why the hurt, and that's why the distrust, and that's why it's over for me.
Well, here's what I know about women and know about men. When a woman is emotionally detached from a relationship, you can't reattach. That makes sense? When a man is emotionally detached from a relationship, we don't have that, we're like, okay, we'll try it again as long as we get our needs met. Women are, it's a different animal altogether. In fact, I have to tell you this. This is when I do comedy again, that's what I'm going to start off with. So a heterosexual man walks into a bar and sees a beautiful woman at the end of the bar. And he stares at her, and she's just so beautiful and so sexy. So he goes up there and goes, "Excuse me, I just want to tell you I find you amazing. Do you mind if I buy you a drink?" And she's like, if she likes you, she's like, "Well, thank you. What's your name?" And they get to talking, and if it works out really well, they go home and they
got it.
Do the thing. Lesbians. One goes into a bar, sees the other, and goes, "Oh my God, you're hot. Want to go home?" They're like, "Yes." 2 days later, the U-Haul shows up. They buy. They're a couple, right? 2 gay men. 4th date, one rolls over and goes, "I guess I ought to introduce myself." Anyway,
I can get
so you're in a place where you're. Oh, that's interesting too. They're telling me that you're learning a new thing about your femininity, that it is not weakness, that it's not subservience.
Correct. That's true.
That your feminine side is as strong as a masculine side. It's just different. You don't need no stinking man.
That is correct.
They actually, in my opinion, in my experience, relationships are a gift. They are not a necessity. We were raised to believe that you're nobody till somebody loves you. Mm-hmm. Oh, my man, I love him so, he'll never know. You know what I mean? We're just all the time, commercials, everything. And that's just not true. That's an illusion that we have been fed over and over that keeps people in really toxic relationships. When we can have a relationship and treat it like a gift and a playmate and a game,
Yes.
then it's a good relationship. I ask a lot of people that come in here and they're obviously miserable in their relationship. I look at them and go, do you like your husband? I'm like, I love my husband. I'm like, that's not what I asked. Do you like your husband? They're like, sometimes. It's like the grimace tells me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, if you had asked me, it would have been like, no.
No, today you're not.
I told him that I don't like him.
I do believe the relationship's probably over,
It is
but
over.
that doesn't mean you're not going to heal and be able to be cordial to him. You just can't right now. Part of it is fear. You were betrayed, and there's a lot of fear and betrayal. And, he's running off fear too. You were acting crazy because he didn't understand what was going on. So he was like freaking out, like, is she going to kill herself? Is she going to wake up with a knife? You know what I mean? He took it to places.
Understood.
So there's a lot of fear going on in this. Once this is resolved and the fear can go away, you two can actually have I don't know if you'll ever be good friends, but at least it won't be enemies. There'll be healing, and you'll be able to not get a knot in your stomach and get nauseous every time you think about him.
At times we're cordial, and other times we just don't talk. We don't say anything to each other.
What did you ask? Oh, I don't know.
Really. I just said I wanted to know everything.
Oh, okay. Anger. I'm not certain that you've ever felt. I know you feel comfortable being very passionate about something. When you feel something, you don't have any problem expressing that. But my sense is with anger, it's a very uncomfortable emotion for you.
It is.
So you don't know you're angry until much later. And you're like, oh my God, I'm angry. So I'm going to suggest that you get in touch with that, with anger, and maybe even inventory your life and see those places where you've gotten angry, because there's a cohesive thread. And my sense is that thread has always been about feeling betrayed.
I would agree with that.
And so it's kind of like
I would agree.
your part in that is expectations that people are not human, that they should not betray. But on the other hand, they are responsible for their behavior. And you have been betrayed. I mean, we all have. But you're just innocent enough that people aren't supposed to do that. You don't betray people.
Correct.
So why would anyone want to betray me? Because that's their survival skill. That's their liability type of deal. If that makes any sense at all.
It makes perfect sense. And I've always been, Dee always tells me that I have them on a pedestal, so I guess I do put people on a pedestal until you fall off of it, because I treat you like I want to be treated,
Mm-hmm.
I treat you like I would treat you. And that's always with honesty and, transparency for the most part. I do my best to do
you
that.
and him have been together a long time.
Well, about 16 years.
That's a long time. It's done. It's over.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to find the next 16-year relationship.
Seriously.
With that
Seriously.
21-year-old. So kidding.
It's just funny
You don't
that
need to
you're
raise a
saying
child.
that.
Do what?
It's just funny that you're saying a young one's coming.
A young one is coming. You're not going to do well with a set in stone person.
And that's who he is.
And as we age, that's what we become. I mean, we can't help it. This is just who we become. But you need someone who's still exploring themselves. Someone that can explore themselves as you explore yourself. So how long between relationship, before you got with Dee, how long was it since the last relationship?
So, Roy, I've never really had a relationship.
Okay, until Dee?
Yes.
Okay.
Really. I mean, I've had...
Lovers.
I guess. No long time...
Me neither.
No long-term or time relationships before Dee.
I've never had one.
Yeah,
I have no
so.
intention. Until they've got to meet 4 criteria.
Well, I had intention, it just didn't happen. But what's your criteria?
My criteria, the first one is there's got to be a mutual sexual attraction.
True that.
Because I've been in a lot of relationships where it's one or the other. The next thing is they have got to be my playmate. They've got to be someone I like, that I go have fun with, and We just jive. Have the sort of the same sense of humor and whatever. The next one is they have to have a very similar spiritual path.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be my path, but it certainly isn't going to be Baptist. And then the final thing is they got to be self-supporting.
Thank you.
I'm not a sugar daddy. I don't need a sugar daddy. And until I find all that in one person, I'm not settling. And I have never found that in one person. And I don't think those are unreasonable things to ask.
They're not unreasonable.
But they are impossible to find.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know. Because those are the things I'm willing to offer a relationship. I used to do the vision board, and I want this and this and this. And one day I went, that's very selfish because I'm not able to reciprocate on this level. I'm not able to reciprocate on that level. So why am I expecting someone to put into a relationship what I'm not capable of? And that's when I narrowed it down to the 4.
Okay. So for me, right now, I'm not in a place to, like, financially take care of someone or even contribute because I'm not working. So that would be it.
That's what we need to ask is about your career stuff.
Because honestly, I looked to get a divorce. I went to 2 different attorneys, and I could afford, of course, the retainer, but then there was just a retainer.
Is he willing to do the divorce?
He's willing to do it, but he wants me to pay so much. Like, he wants me to pay, like, everything he's put into the house and, just kind of crazy stuff.
Because if he wouldn't be that way, you could do a non-contested divorce really cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, back to your career. How's he going to be making some money, honey? So you're the money queen there. That's what that is. It's a prosperity queen.
Because honestly, that's the one thing holding me back.
Yeah, that's the fear of financial insecurity. There's money owed to you from the past coming in, which is going to help. You've got a job offer coming. I don't know what it is. Interesting. The last card is a devil card, and I want to talk to you about this card.
Okay.
This is spiritual bondage. It is usually based in fear. Now, granted, it could be addiction or whatever. I don't get that it's with you. What I get is that you are very scared. Fear separates us from our highest good, our higher power, our higher self, whatever you want to call it. And so this is I want to tell you, know your worth, but don't overinflate it.
Okay.
The divorce is not the priority right now. It's just not a priority right now because you're not going to marry someone tomorrow. So put that on the back burner. You don't have to deal with him. You don't have to do anything. In fact, the more uncomfortable he is, the sooner he will file for divorce. But what is a priority right now is for you. You're coming up the queen. That is the healer. That's the nurturer, the mother. You are coming upon a time, and it's over. It's what you're calling into yourself. I promise you, you're supposed to be a life coach. I promise you. And they need that here so bad. You can do it online, but you can also do it in person. You're a life coach, not only for women, but for men. You're a bi-coastal. But you are. I mean, it's something that people, my sense is that you're going to be able to do workshops.
Okay.
And thinking big, but start off by designing a website. And get that up and going, and then get the word out. Your first customer is going to be a woman. My eye is leaking. That's very weird. You got to get through this mourning process. Your faith in yourself, work-wise, is not good.
What do you mean work-wise?
I mean career-wise. You don't have a lot of faith in yourself, career-wise.
I think it's because I don't really want to work.
Well, and then that's why you don't need a job. You may have to settle for a job for a few minutes. But what you need to do is you need to have a career. Because I think my sense is by you saying that you think that earning money has to be painful. I'm living an amazing life right now. So let me tell you what's happened to me. I sold my half of the store a year ago.
Okay.
I was done. I wasn't going to be able to work with her. I was done. And so I told her I was going to sell, and she bought me out, paid up front in full, bought me out. Well, the store's closing because she's a train wreck. Okay. None of my business. Hands off. I started doing readings, and they have been good. You know, and then I got this office 3 months ago, 3 months ago, and it is just because I do healing work and stuff, and it's just exploded. But I also have a friend that owns a funeral home in Pocahontas, and so I'm a apprentice funeral director now. And so during the week, I go in and I see dead people, and I deal with the family. It's very healing. It's very wonderful. So I have that will be coming to an end eventually, and then I have to go to the next thing. But it's not work.
I understand what you're saying.
I mean, it's a job, but it's not. I'm getting paid to do something that I'm mesmerized by the whole funeral industry. It mesmerizes me.
Have you always been?
I don't think so. I had come to some what I call Freudian, like Freudian, but it's Freudian theories about things and about death and about the mourning process. I researched a lot about people mourning, and I'd actually promised to write a book about it, and I will never get to it because I promise to write books regularly and I never do it. So, but anyway, I was going to write a book like how to support not the mourner, but the person supporting the mourner, because mourning is in layers. You have the person that's directly mourning, then you have the people supporting the mourner, and then you have the people supporting the person supporting. It's a lot. There's a lot of pieces to that. But what happens is it turns out I'm really good with people who've just lost somebody. I'm really, that's like a really weird, I'm not creepy. I don't know if you've been to many mortuaries, but a lot of them are kind of quiet speaking.
They are.
I'm really sorry for your loss and all. I don't do that. I'm like, oh, your mom passed away. That really sucks. I'm really sorry, but so what did she do for a living? Tell me about her.
Get to know her. Got it.
Or else, so are you all from around here? I'm not from here. What do you all do? And they get to talk about themselves, and they can relax because it's something they know. Going through the funeral process, most people have never done it, and it's scary. So if I can get them to readjust their thinking for a moment of normalcy, then they can go in and make reasonable decisions. And I love it.
That's a gift.
It is. It's just it's a gift. I don't take credit for it. It's just what I'm good at. So anyway, I'm making money doing that and this, and I'm above water. I mean, I've got all my needs met, I'm not under any financial stress. And I have been way down. I have lived on people's couches and food stamps, and I mean, I've been at the bottom, and now I'm very comfortable. That's where you will get finding your bliss. I'm curious. I have a notion if I had to do the funeral thing for more than 2 years, I'd probably get burned out. I'd be like, okay, I'm done. Because I'm a 2-year person. Jobs. I've had 35 jobs in my life. This has been a consistent.
I'm usually a 5-year person.
Oh, you're good then. Yeah. So, incorporating. But anyway, yeah, your finances are fine. These two cards together are cards of addiction. I'm confused.
So this is devil, and what is this one?
This is the card of celebration and overindulgence. When it's by itself, it's an awesome card. This is, yay, let's celebrate. But these two together are addictive behaviors. And it's not necessarily drugs and alcohol.
Mm.
It's addictive thinking. Usually addictive thinking is there's never enough. I need more. It's a disease of more. It's
that would be money. I mean, that's.
Well, you're gonna have
It would be money and also spirituality. I mean, because I want more.
Your intuition is very important part of this you have a job being offered, and you're probably going to take it, and it's going to be You're going to be almost apologetic about it, but it's just like it's money. And it is opening other doors. You don't have to stay in a situation that long. You just need to get the money and go. And also really getting more, when I say education, I'm not talking going to college, but getting more information about what you want to do. Start connecting with people on Facebook who are doing life coaching and all that stuff. And just find out, start doing a TikTok every day. I've got 12,000 followers on TikTok doing readings. It's just bizarre. And so it's gotten me known.
Right.
I actually had a couple from Utah that were traveling, and they came out 200 miles just to get a reading from me. I've never been so humbled and flattered.
Really?
It was beyond me to think that someone was so in tune with my readings that they were willing to. It was just bizarre. I mean, I do readings for people all over the world. I mean, I've done that by word of mouth, but you just got to get known.
That is correct.
And you got to just stick with it, because I've been doing the TikTok thing now for like 4 years, every day. Some days I just don't want to do it, but it is sort of part of my spiritual morning routine. But yeah, it's really getting your name out there and stuff. Fear is your biggest enemy. And let me tell you, so FEAR, future events appearing real, fuck everything and run.
Yeah.
And I've been in both.
Yeah.
So the key to success is blooming where you're planted. That doesn't mean you have to stay physically in the same locale. But if you keep changing your identity, people can't keep up with you. So
makes sense.
And right now, the internet and social media is where everything is. You're not going to, I mean, it's just where everything is. So it's time to start exploring. Have you ever had a website before?
I have had a website for fitness years and years and years ago. It didn't really, manifest.
Yeah, you got to get on the Google. God, I sound so old. On Google. And you pay to have them. It doesn't cost that much.
So you can search and find it.
Yeah, but how many, like you go, I want 1,000 hits, and it costs, maybe $100 a month or $50 a month for 1,000 hits, and that immediately you go right to the top of their list. And then when you get that, it goes back down. But you do that a little bit every month, and people start getting to know you. Life coaching is like sponsorship for people. It's sort of like a confrontational cheerleader. I'm happy about this. I really want to encourage you to do some work around banishing fear. Because really, the universe is in charge. Whatever your concept of the spiritual realm is, that's what's in charge. You're not. You're just opening yourself up to receiving whatever they have to give you, and it's always going to be good.
Can I ask you a question, please, Roy? Because you say they, like the voices in your head, or how do you know that they are good? How do you know that you should follow they or them?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask, and let me tell you why. So all my life, I have been extremely impulsive. I'm on medication now, so I'm not as impulsive as I used to be. I have a form of Tourette's. And so they've medicated my Tourette's because it was keeping me from keeping jobs because I'm so naughty. You
would say things.
I naughty things, and they're funny as hell. I mean, and I don't regret those because they're funny. They're innuendos, and they're very sexual and stuff, and it's like, but in a work situation, it's inappropriate. And I didn't realize what was going on until I finally one day sat down and went, I've always gotten in trouble with jobs for stuff I say and wonder. And then I met a woman who had Tourette's, but she wasn't screaming out your mother, blah, blah, blah. She didn't do that. And I don't do that either. but it's ticks, and I've always had ticks, so they put me on this medication. Anyway, so I have always gone into things head first, like, how hard can this be? And sometimes it's freaking hard. I mean, but if you go in fearing it, so you go, how hard can this be? What's the worst thing? What is the worst thing that is going to happen with anything? And it's always, my thing is, the worst thing that's going to happen with career is I'm not going to do well at it, and I'm going to end up under a bridge with other homeless friends. That's the worst case. The odds of that happening are like microscopic. What's the best thing to happen? I'm going to be a multi-billionaire and I'm going to run the world. The odds of that happening are about the same odds. You see what I'm saying? So I just stay out of that. And so I follow my bliss. I have what is the word? Absurd voices in my head that are really funny. I have a lot of really funny thoughts, but they're not real. But my gut always knows. I'm getting ready to move to Colorado for 6 months to see if I can do it. And if I can, that's where I was raised. How hard can this be? I kept waiting for people to go, what a bad idea. And I was like, yeah, you need to get the hell out of Arkansas. I'm like, okay. So the universe, I mean, everything is go. So I'm going to go for it. Worst case scenario, my son is going to keep the house here. Worst case scenario, I'll move back here. How hard can this be? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? I'll come back without any money and earn more money.
How hard can it be?
That's my mantra. That's what's going to go on. If I were going to have a tombstone, which I'm not, but if I were, that'd be my, how hard could this be?
That's wonderful, because that's the fear. That's the fear that I've been holding on to.
Mm-hmm. One of the problems, I'm very careful with who I ask for validation from. I have family, and I have one sister and one brother. I have 3 sisters and brother, but I have one sister and one brother that I can, when I talk to them, they're very, they get my vibe. They're very good at checking on me to make sure I'm not doing something that's going to create. I have 2 other sisters. One of them just wants to lecture me. I mean, I could say, isn't the sky pretty? Oh, well, the sky is not pretty. It's, and then the other sister is really wrapped up in herself, and she's not hearing it. So, and then I have a very good friend I talk to every night. She's known me for 37 years, and so I'm very careful about putting my business out there for other people, because people, their perspective is they would be scared if they lived my life. What happens if? What happens if? Well, hell, I don't know. What happens if it doesn't? I don't know what happens if. I'm probably not going to get stabbed to death, I'm guessing,
Okay, you're making me feel so much better.
Yeah, it's all
You really
about,
are.
courage is not about not fearing. It's just about picking up that fear and walking with it. Because our fear is actually our protection. Unless it becomes so overwhelming that it immobilizes us.
And that's what's happened.
Mm-hmm. So there's one train of thought, bloom where you're planted. There's another one, you're not a tree, so it's okay to leave. Make like a tree and leave, type of deal.
I like bloom where I am planted. Because I haven't done that yet. So I want to try that.
Yeah, get some roots. I had no real intention, but I've been in the same house for 16 years or something. I've never lived anywhere, one place for 16 years, much less in one abode. And that house has kept me from moving, because I was like, I don't want to sell it and all this stuff. But now that my son is old enough, he can take over the bills, and I still have the house, and I can go and be me. But it had to do all the stuff to get to this point. I couldn't do it any time before this. He finally got a good job, and and he's never going to move. One of us had to move. So Daddy's running away from home.
I don't think you understand how much you're helping me. Just
Oh, your eyes are clearing up. I can tell.
just talking.
The little light's coming on.
Yes.
You came in here with a lot of fear and sadness.
I did.
And you're going to leave here with some fear and some sadness, but a whole lot of hope.
That is correct.
Yeah, and that's the point of all this. It's like we can look at the cards and you can kind of get a thing, but you're being healed right now. you're allowing the healing to happen because you're safe here. I'm not overly judgmental about people, about the weird things in life. You know, people come in, it's like I screwed a cow. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry. I don't think I needed to know that, but
Me either.
I won't tell anyone as long as the cow was willing.
I'm pretty sure the cow was.
Rape the beef. There are certain things I really don't want to hear. I mean, there are certain things that are really off limits to me. But by and large, I can accept you and I don't have to participate. You know, all my life I've looked for acceptance and it was there the whole time.
I think it mattered too because I don't really have that sounding board, you know, because I keep people away. So it was always
That's because all the people you get close to betray you.
That is true.
Isn't that a reasonable reaction?
Yes.
So that tells me that one, your picker is broke. But two, there are people out there who, you see, here's the thing. This woman has really strong boundaries around those walls. The Queen of the Fire has no boundaries. If you set fire to a forest, it's going to keep going and going and going until there is some type of boundary. This is what you progress into. You're setting boundaries. They're almost walls right now, and that's fine. You're protecting yourself. But look at all the prosperity around her. Look how beautiful. I mean, she's got, and this is the little rabbit. You can't see it down here. There's a little rabbit. It's a lucky time. The rabbit is luck. It's a very lucky time. There's money coming in. She's trying to figure out how she wants to raise her money. She's always taken care of. The Queen of Pentacles. Have you ever not had your needs met?
No, never.
Well, it's not going to start now. The universe hasn't brought you this far to drop you on your head. You know, you have just gotten lulled into the belief that you can't make it without help. The problem is you're looking for humanly help, and that always comes with strings.
And that's correct.
Tomorrow is a full moon, and it is the it's the big moon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the biggest moon.
It's a sturgeon. This is August, right?
Yeah, but it's also the super moon.
Oh, yeah.
So it's huge. So it's a good time to write your intentions. And then for the next 2 weeks is a time of releasing and cleaning out blockages. And then the new moon is a time for start building
upon
what you want to do. So your blockages have to do with fear, have to do with people. It's removing those influences out of your life. You may not be able to remove the person, but you can remove their influence. You know, one of the best techniques I learned when I was working on psychiatric units, which is one of the many jobs I've had, was when people would come in really in a manic phase or schizophrenic or whatever, and they would come up just like all this stuff. It's like these really intense emotions. And you have to be very, very careful because you can't feed into them because you can't. So I was told to say, well, so why do you feel that way? Or, I get it. That's how you're feeling. Or they would say something. I go, well, that's nice. And that's what you need to do with D. That's okay. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Happy.
So just, okay. Shake it off. That's going to drive him crazy because he's looking. It's like the thing is like a vampire game. Who's he who can suck each other's energy out of each other? If you don't allow them, then they're stuck sucking their own energy.
And I think it's more so me. I mean, he's whatever. He doesn't want it to end, so I'm the one who's like, no.
Curb your enthusiasm. You don't have to hate him for this to end. Hate is just fear. You fear the power he has over you right now because of what he did. Very reasonable.
For what he did, and also because right now he's the only one bringing the money in. Mm-hmm. So that's another.
And see, he knows that. You're being held hostage to his finances.
Yeah.
So keep asking to borrow $100 every week and save it up. Can I borrow $200? Can I borrow $100? Can I? What's he gonna do? Say no?
He wouldn't say no.
There you go. Just let them finance your divorce, 100 at a time.
Can do that.
Yeah, there's many ways around stuff, but right now your focus. You've already made your decision.
Yes.
Okay, you've decided you're done.
Correct. Out.
That is the hardest part of any type of breakup in a relationship, is that commitment. The next thing is you turn that decision over to the universe.
Which I have not done.
Right. And say, give me the knowledge of how to do this and the power to carry it out. And leave it in their hands. And then the miracle will happen. And then the final step is, my mind just went blank. Name it, claim it, dump it, release it. Start acting as if you're single. And I don't mean bringing people home and stuff, but just you're no longer in that committed relationship with him. So treat him like a human being.
Excellent, Roy.
Try complimenting him. That'll really throw him off.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
You're not. You will be. But it's just kind of like you're going to need to at some point look at the fact that he is not a monster. I know you feel that right now. I get that. But he's not a monster. He's a damaged human being. He's a man with the ego of a man. He has control issues. On the other hand, he's very talented.
Yes.
He's mesmerized you for 16 years, sometimes in the wrong way, but he's very charismatic. These are gifts. You can honor those without, say, I like you, I love you. You can say, that work is really amazing. I appreciate your artwork. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're hitting him in his ego and he's going to lash out.
And he does that.
Because, some men, we have very fragile egos. Most of us need validation from our partner. Because we're supposed to be the hunters and and the providers and the protectors and all that stuff. That's how we're trained. And I think part of it's in our DNA, just sort of the way things are. It's time for you to focus on solutions and not problems.
I agree with that.
And if you'll stay in the solution, then you're not going to be nearly as jumbled with decision making. Solutions are really easy. Solution to not having money is get a job. So what are you willing to do?
I haven't really thought about it. I mean, honestly, the last job I had, I was teaching respiratory care, and here in Arkansas, I was at a university, and that's just not feasible here because they don't have those positions like in Batesville. That's where I am right now. Like the closest one is Little Rock, and I'm not going to drive.
For a respiratory school?
At a college level, yes.
I thought they had one at ASU here. They don't. I could be wrong about that, but for some reason I thought they did. I don't know.
I when I first looked, I found the closest one to be Little Rock.
You're probably right. For some reason, I know they have this doctor school now here.
But see, that would be different.
Right.
Yeah, like pulmonary medicine, and that would be different. That would not be what I could teach. It would have to be respiratory therapy.
Well, maybe right now instead of teaching, you just need a job where you're answering phones and doing data entry for $20 an hour.
No, I understand that. No, seriously.
No, because it's a break, and it'll also give you time to set up your resume and focus on the future. So maybe you just need to get
And I'm not opposed to that, actually.
It would actually be really good for you right now because it'd be calm. I mean, the stress would be external. It's like answering phones and all. And you're very good at that. So, but just get a job. You don't have to worry about the career right now. It's just the next step is getting money coming in.
And that's something I really hadn't thought about. It was almost like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? What exactly am I supposed to be doing? So that has always been my focus. But yes, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. That's the immediate solution. That's not the long-term goal.
Right.
You know, moving out of where you're living is going to be another solution. You have got the most amazing place that you're living in. That's going to be like a death when you have to move away from there, but you're going to have to. Because he's not moving.
No, he's not moving.
And though it's a big house, every time you see him, you're going to bristle. It's like two feral cats. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to ask you, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
No, I want to be happy.
Okay.
Totally.
Then take that into consideration when you're having any kind of discussion. Am I arguing because I need to show them because argument, nobody hears arguments. Everybody's like listening to respond. So just listen to them and go, okay. What does that mean? It means okay. I hear you. Bring in a little gentleness, because you're very evangelical. That's not the word I want to use, but your spirit is very big. But when you're balanced, when you get into that balanced place, you're amazing. You're not tweaking. You're very calm. You may be what is the word? Enthusiastic, but you're calm. Right now you're scattered.
I'm scattered.
Your pieces have been shaken. The glass bowl has been shattered. It's time to put it back together, and it's going to make this most beautiful, all the little broken pieces put together, and it'll be the most beautiful mosaic. I want you to work with colors, because purple's great, but I work with other colors too. Find yellows and greens and pinks and reds and oranges, and just every day sort of meditate on that color and get your chakras aligned.
I can do that.
Your heart is out of whack and your throat is out of whack right now because simply. And are you like starving yourself too?
No.
Good.
Not at all.
Because a lot of people like punish themselves with food. They either eat way too much or they don't eat enough and all. So make sure you're taking care of the physical. You're getting enough sleep. You're drinking enough water. All those things that your mom was supposed to tell you. You know, do all those things. Don't get too hungry, too angry, too lonely, too tired. Halt. You know, straighten your crown and walk through it like the queen you are.
And that I shall. Okay, I'm good.
Is there anything else we need to look at?
I don't think so.
Okay, I want to look at the next 6 months.
Okay.
So that'll be, I think, in February, August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, it's February of 25. Can you believe it?
Yes.
2025. Next 6 months. What is it? Oh, girl. Hee. You got a relationship coming in, girl. It's very physical. It's very spiritual. It's very physical. And it's with this gentleman here, the King of Pentacles. So there's that. And you got all these people coming in to help you. I want you to really work on letting go of fear and bondage to things that... This is a card of bondage, but it's illusionary bondage. You are not bound to your husband anymore. I mean, you're feeling financially bound. What happens if you don't need him for that anymore? Are you still going to be holding energy on the relationship?
No.
Yeah, work on that. Work on letting it go out of love and not out of anger.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, because as long as you're holding anger, you're still connected to that relationship. When you can let him go with... Letting you go with love is all I know to do, for I'm still too fragile for what all is wrong with you, is a letting go prayer. And you're fragile right now. But you're tough. The tower is coming to an end. All this is resolving itself. It's going to be okay. there is a potential that there is going to be an attempted, you want to hear this today, so don't hit me, but there's going to be an attempt at a reconciliation between the two of you. So it's, I don't believe though that this relation, and I hate to say this, but I don't believe this relationship can really be reconciled. I think y'all can make nice, but I think you're done.
I'm done.
I don't think you're ever going to trust him again.
Ever.
So, but you got girlfriends coming in, women to support you.
Queens.
Queen, you're all a bunch of queens. Once a queen, always a queen, but once a knight is enough. Been a lot of stuff happening. The one thing that's interesting here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. That means the universe already has got this under control. There's a great outcome for you. I don't see a card of moving, which, granted, it could be because they're not showing me that, but you may still be in this house in 6 months.
Oh yeah, I mean, I see that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I get a sense that there is sort of a peace that has settled over it. It's kind of like that awkward place where nobody wants to rock the boat, but it is a sense of peace. But you're still feeling bondage to it until you finally are able to venture out on your own. This is really weird. They're showing me a great big canvas, and you have paint, and you are just like using your whole body. It's just incredible what you're creating. It's a masterpiece.
When you did that, that reminded me of dance and what I want to do through dance.
Dance on canvas. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Friends don't dance and they don't dance. They ain't no friends of mine.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you dance where your whole body is flowing. Does that make sense? I see you a lot of
the
arms.
energy just takes me wherever.
Yes, that's what I see.
Yeah.
That's an amazing gift. I don't have the ability to do. I'm missing lungs. I've never had the ability to dance.
Really?
And so it's I see that. I'm like, God, that just seemed like it would feel so good. Also
it's liberating.
Yeah, and being able for people to watch you and not be embarrassed.
Oh yeah.
You're very lucky. You're very lucky. And yoga.
Oh yeah, I'm doing yoga.
I can tell. It's working. All right. How you feeling, my dear?
I'm good. Very, very,
Good.
very.